Wow, Nick Uliano would be the first guy to join the live.
Wow.
Nick Uliano, #1. Wow, first. You put the alarm. He put the alarm. Ryan, what's going on? Batcave. Riverfront. Okay. Okay, it's getting real. Putnam. Oh, this is gonna be a good live. Can already tell. Jen, put it up a little bit and thanks for joining the live, everyone. What up, Max?
Yo.
How's it going? Oh wait,
I'm good, bro.
I
How are
need
you?
to move this. I need a. Oop, there we go.
That's much better.
Yeah. I'm doing good. I'm excited for. Oh, he printed it out.
He
Okay.
framed it.
Okay. Jen, open that. Ether to the moon. Oh God, we're gonna have everyone pumping their crypto tonight.
David, what's up?
Vice City, thanks for joining. 1 second.
All right. Shayway Vlogs, my partner in crime. Crush, you got Crush in the house?
Hold on, let me put the volume up so I can hear you. You hear the song playing in the background?
Yeah, I hear. Vibes, some good vibes.
Shay, yeah, just gonna wait a little bit before we jump into it. Rips
We got
cards,
Rips Cards, owner of the 101 Ape V friend. Hello, sports card investors. What's going on, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Do that well. You think?
Damn,
Thanks
Daniel
for joining,
back
everyone.
again with the white vans.
Yeah, close it. It's too loud. Damn, Daniel back at it again with the white band. I haven't heard that one in a while.
It's a podcast reference from the podcast from today.
This should be great. Okay, man, they're pumping it up already. I think it is going to be though. I feel very good about this one.
Yeah, I got ether running through my veins right now. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, me too. So, okay, where do we start? All right, so me and Max have been for like probably the last 6 months, 8 months, maybe, just talking about crypto in general. And like just we share a genuine curious interest in cryptocurrency. And I guess it's important to note that we both, our curiosity or interest is more in the long-term perspective, not so much like a trading perspective. You agree, right? Like
Yeah.
Me and him are not like texting each other like, hey, let's buy Dogecoin and sell it next week and like make 20% and like do it again. Like we are kind of more like we're gonna put
Big
like
picture.
place our flag in the ground and like see this thing through type thing, like something we really believe in. Okay. I also don't want this to come off like financial advice in any way, shape, or form. But I do like the way I envision this whole like I guess live going is like me and Mac just having a conversation that a lot of times we have together, but also trying to be educational because we do know there are a lot of people out there that are trying to learn about NFTs and just crypto in general. So I guess slightly educational and just kind of trying to explain it. And like, if there's questions in the chat, we'll definitely get to those. This is not going to be a chat where just me and him talk. I do want to address questions, like doubts, like definitely if you have any sort of thought, like don't be afraid to express it. Like no one's going to be like muted or anything like that. Whether you go completely against us or you agree with us or whatnot, we really just want to have just kind of like an open conversation about something that just like interests us, that maybe a lot of people think is crazy, but you know, there is a lot of people, obviously the amount of money just in crypto period is wild. So there's a lot of people that do believe in it. And that's just kind of like where I want to go with this. But yeah, I guess want to start out with this is not like financial advice or us trying to like pump something. At the end of the day, this is like a massive market. There's fucking 50 of us in here. It's not like we're gonna have any effect, but still, for some reason, I feel like the need to be like, guys, you know, it's not that. We're not just trying to pump it.
Right. I also want to add, like, sports cards will forever be my favorite asset of all time. No asset will ever overtake sports cards in terms of my passion. So, with that said, I love crypto and I love NFTs, and it's a space I'm super passionate about right now. Like, super passionate. Like, I don't get super excited. Like my voice doesn't get like this animated ever.
Right.
And here we are, and I'm pumped to have this conversation.
Yeah. Someone's saying, show us the frame. Bring the frame back out. So, yeah, this is the physical form of the crypto he bought. That's smart that you printed it out. I was thinking about doing that too. Because people are like, what did you buy? Well, this is what it looks like, sort of. Well, actually, wait, I have the better version. I have this. So that's the actual CryptoPunk. And then, very important, because someone's going to say, I can do that. Yes, but do you have this offer for sale? No, only the person who owns a CryptoPunk will ever have the offer for sale in pink here like that. So that's one way to prove it to someone. Say, get on your computer and pull up the punk. If it doesn't say offer for sale, then it's not yours. But anyhow, yeah, that's the recent thing that we both bought, which is a CryptoPunk, which I guess just to start out to explain what it is a CryptoPunk, for all intents and purposes, is a token that exists on the Ethereum blockchain. I guess explaining the Ethereum blockchain is very difficult, but it's a token like any other token, except it has an image attached to the token. And that's a very big difference between it and other tokens. I know a lot of people hear NFT and they think that it is different than a Bitcoin or an Ethereum, but for all intents and purposes, in a lot of ways, it's not. It's essentially just a token, and I can send it to you directly, permissionless. So, like, you know, a lot of people have heard of crypto. You know, there's no bank involved. There's, you know, you don't have like a Venmo that's kind of like completing the transfer of like money from one person to the other. With a CryptoPunk, an NFT, and any NFT, you can send it directly to someone else, except there's an image attached to it. That's
Right.
kind of like what it is for all the NFTs, basically.
I think a big misconception is that NFTs are just like the image itself. Right. The NFT is a token which identifies that you have ownership over whatever that digital file may be. So in this case, beyond the digital file, the image of the CryptoPunks, through the token, the non-fungible token.
Yeah. So I guess a lot of people are wondering, and that's what they're here for, is to hear like, okay, like, why did you buy that? What's so special about it? It's just an image. Why would you pay so much for an image?
I think we should just start out like what are they? Like, how are they created? When were they created?
Oh, right. Okay. So, I'll go real quick. So a CryptoPunk is like that image that we just showed. So like, this is mine. This is what it looks like. That's mine. You see, there's a number here. Mine's is number 2323. It's backwards, but you guys get the point. You guys get the point. And that's his. Similar looking. His has glasses. Mine's has black glasses. Ours both have headbands. He has a beard. I don't. Okay. So there was only 10,000 made, and what happened was the developers, the people who initially created these, they created the attributes. So if someone did create the glasses and the headband and the earring and designed those things, but they took all those attributes and they put it into a computer program that then randomly generated 10,000 images with those attributes. He paid that much for something that was free and nobody wanted. Yeah, well, now they do want it. And at one point, people laughed at those $1 Bitcoins. But yes, we did. And so the attributes, there was 10,000 made by this computer. So basically, a computer kind of like painted these digital images, so to speak. And then they were distributed to people, and they've been around for 4 years. At one point, they were worth nothing, and
They
then
were given
slowly
out
but
for
surely,
free.
yeah, slowly but surely, they've become more and more valuable over time, to the point now that the cheapest one I looked today, I think was like $35,000, and they are priced in Ethereum always. So at 35,000, I believe it was 17 Ethereum today. No, I know you're trolling too. But people do wonder. So yeah, there was 10,000 randomly generated. Okay, now this is something interesting that people probably would like to know about these. Okay, so if you look on this website, it says accessories, earring, and it says 2,400, what is that? 2,459 have the earrings. So this is kind of what makes them unique within themselves. 400 have a headband. So each of them have these different accessories that makes them more rare. So someone that wants a headband one, you know, there's only 406. Small shades is 378. Anybody can put these up for sale. There could come a time where nobody has a headband up for sale. Probably won't, because there's usually availability, but at a very high price. But yeah, like, so if a CryptoPunk has a lot of attributes, that can make it more expensive. If it only has one attribute, sometimes that can make it very expensive because it's unique in the fact that it only has one. I'll let you kind of carry on from there, because
Yeah, I mean, I guess this, there's a lot of people watching this right now who are lost because they have
right.
no background information. So I'm gonna try to make some card analogies. So like with each attribute, with each trait for these CryptoPunks, it's kind of like each trait has its own print run. So there's only, like, for instance, I believe there's roughly 2,000 out of 10,000 have an earring. That's like the most abundant trait. Then for headbands, I think there's only around 400 out of the 10,000 that have headbands. So for us two, we went out and got a headband because we're both sports fans. Only 400 of the 10,000 have the headband attribute. So it's kind of like a print run in that respect, I guess.
Yes, so that's kind of like what makes them rare and unique in it of itself, that there's only 10,000 of them. Okay, so someone might say, but what's so special about these? A part of the main thing to me that makes them the most special is not that they're so artistic. This is not a Pablo Picasso we're looking at, but it is the first popular digital art. So in 100 years, when someone goes back and looks, what was the most Googled NFT in 2020 and 2019, it will be CryptoPunk. It was the most popular one at the beginning of this craze. And to me, that'll play out long term. Now, was there earlier NFTs? Yes. But just like there was earlier, you know, card sets, and T206 ended up being the popular one, more than likely, I think CryptoPunks have a very good chance of being the most popular from the first wave of NFTs that have recently come out.
Yes. So David, Riverfront Collectibles, who is a fellow CryptoPunk owner, he makes a very good point. CryptoPunks were the first widely accepted NFT on Ethereum. There were a few NFTs on Ethereum before him, but none of which had the momentum and the community around the project itself. CryptoPunks was the first big time NFT on Ethereum. Now, there was another popular NFT called Rare Pepes, which were basically pictures of this one character who was a frog, and that was an NFT through Bitcoin. But for Ethereum, CryptoPunks were the first really huge popular NFT on the Ethereum blockchain.
You look, Crypto Kittens, everyone keeps bringing that up. That one's interesting. Okay, continue.
No, I mean, I just wanted to say like why they were so significant. So now I think we should get into like why do they have value? Like,
why do they have value? Okay, so at the end of the day, they have value because humans say they have value. Because if you put up a certain one at a certain price, it will get gobbled up. You know, if you put one up with a pipe for 20,000 USD, it will get bought like this. Why? Because someone considers that underpriced. And why do they consider it underpriced? Because other people consider it underpriced, and they know that, and they'll buy it, basically. And it's kind of also now has a sales history where they've been selling for a long time. The market's starting to sort of mature. It's like, why is a Jordan PSA 10 Fleer? Why all of us at $50,000 we'd buy as many as we could right now, because we kind of see the perceived value based on the recent sales. That yeah, it's been dropping, but at 50,000, I know I'll probably be okay. So it's just, you know, we give them the value. You know, does it have an intrinsic value? Not really, no. You know,
Ready? Here we
a
go.
sports car doesn't really have an intrinsic value either. It's a collectible like anything. It's a commodity. These things don't have intrinsic values. It's just if enough people want it, though, it does have a value, and that the intrinsic value is derived from the fact that people want it.
Right. As my man Shayway Vlogs always said, something is only worth what someone else is going to pay for it. So why are people willing to pay these prices for these CryptoPunks? Well, you have to look at the utility. What's the utility of a CryptoPunk? Well, right now, the main utility is you buy it and you throw it up as your Twitter profile picture or your Instagram profile picture. Now, why do we do that? Why does that matter? Because if I go, okay, here's another analogy. I go on Instagram. I see a card account followed me. I go into that card. I click the card account. I see that this guy owns a Jordan Fleer PSA 10. I go, oh shit, this guy owns a Jordan Fleer PSA 10. He knows what he's talking about. This guy's legit. The same thing when I go on Twitter and I see someone has a CryptoPunk profile picture. I say, oh shit, this guy's part of the club. This guy knows what he's talking about. Either
right.
he has, it's like owning a Rolex or a Lamborghini. This guy has high social status, or he got into crypto super early and he's an OG. That's kind of how I view it at the moment.
Yes, somebody said there's no comps. That's actually 100% false. It's actually the exact opposite. Every single comp is recorded on the Ethereum blockchain. If you pull up, so if you go to Google right now, type in CryptoPunk 2323, you can see every single time mine has traded. Unlike with a sports card, you don't know how many times it's been sold. I can buy it and sell it to 10 people. It can sell one guy who sells another guy who sells another guy. And until it sells on the internet, there's no comp. But since this is only sold on the internet for the most part, technically you could sell it for cash, but it's very much recorded and there's comps for it. Now, Upstate keeps saying it's a gamble, it's a gamble, it's a gamble. It's a gamble if you're buying it to sell it in the future. It's not if you're just buying it to buy it. So there's people who buy Warhols and art just to own it. And to be honest, I bought one. But if my wealth gets to a certain level, I'm buying it to own it, actually. I actually will not sell it because I do think it's very cool to own personally. Like Max said, it's kind of like on the internet, it's like, first of all, I just like the image itself, and I like the OG factor. Like, to me, just something being the first of its kind is a very cool thing. You know, like if I can own the first Rolex or the first model of a Ferrari or something, to me, like, that's very cool. And I like those kind of things. But yes, the image is cool, and I do like the fact that it's very unique, it's very rare, and the fact that you could put it up as your Twitter like avatar, you could put it up as your Instagram avatar, and there's other people who also own it. Also, when I bought mine, I didn't know this, but I went into the Discord and I wrote, oh, I just bought one, and all of a sudden I got a flood of messages of these people saying one of us, and I called Mac, and I'm like, what is this one of us? Why are they yelling one of us? Why do they keep replying to me one of us? He's like, dude, that means you're one of us. That means that you bought one. You're a part of this club, you know? And I've heard other people say this. I've heard Cardboard Chronicles say a part of why he loves owning a LeBron RPA is because he's a part of the club. And, like, he enjoys kind of, like, what comes with that or whatever, you know? Okay, and for those that don't know, if you go on Discord actually connects directly to the CryptoPunk website. So Discord will confirm that you own the CryptoPunk, and your name, so your username, your handle, will turn green. Green means that you own a CryptoPunk. Should I kind of get into like that
I've been
that
seeing
moment that I had, like, where like I flipped the switch where I'm like, okay, I'm actually gonna buy it?
Yes, but I want to say a couple of things before that. So there's been a couple comments here. Upstate, who's just trying to learn, obviously.
Yeah.
He's been saying, like, there's so much supply. Like, there's a lot of supply. Like, there's so many of these out there. There's so many NFTs out there. There's so many different NFT projects out there.
Right.
But CryptoPunks is like one of the most one of, if not the most OG projects out there. And the supply, there's only 10,000, and there's actually less of those because, well, I won't get into that, but there's actually less of those in circulation. So like 10,000 of the most OG respected like NFT project out there is not a lot of supply. With Top Shot came along in like late December, January, February, and they just unleashed all the supply on the market, and it got up really high, and then it crashed. CryptoPunks has been slowly building up and 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 to the right since 2017, pretty much. And they've got to where they are today. Yes, Rips cards, Punks equals 48 Bowman. I would argue that Punks are like the Honus Wagner of NFTs.
Yeah, maybe the alien is the Honus Wagner, I would say. Right?
That's fair.
Okay, so so I guess I'll get into some of the contributing factors that led me to like finally buy one. So this wasn't like, I actually have known about these for years. So like I didn't like dig deep into it, but I have known about them and I've seen them. They've been like on my radar in some way, shape, or form, and I didn't buy it because like a lot of you, I'm like, it's how much for a what? A digital image? Like, I'm not going to do that. So everyone who's having this thought that these guys are insane, I had the same thought. And I saw the people who had them, and I'm like, it didn't even cross my mind to even consider purchasing one. I thought just like a lot of people. It took a lot to get me to the point to buy. So one of a couple of things, for sure, seeing a little bit of momentum was a contributing factor to me, like saying, let me pay a little bit more attention to this. Which then caused me to start diving deep and start researching. Like we've said, there's, you know, these unique factors with the CryptoPunks. Also just understanding cryptocurrency and like that more made me understand the punks more. So I've owned crypto now for a few years, and just through owning it, at least for me, when I have skin in the game, I learn a lot more about the whatever it is that I have skin in by just owning it, because I pay attention to everything happening with it, which then with owning the crypto has helped me kind of understand the punks more, knowing that it's a token. So it's not just art, it's an actual token that has some sort of value. So ever since CryptoPunks have came out, they have always had a value. They have never been worth $0 since they started trading. So they've always had some sort of value. So what really put me over the edge was I started thinking about Bitcoin and why Bitcoins have value. A Bitcoin has value because there's a finite supply. There's only 21 million Bitcoins made, and there will never be any more made. So a finite supply and a limited supply. So they can't make more of it. The other reason a Bitcoin has value, partly, so Bitcoin is essentially just a code that can be copied. Someone technically could create another Bitcoin exactly the same.
Dogecoin, the underlying technology of Dogecoin is not that much different from the underlying technology of Bitcoin.
Yes, exactly, which is why sometimes I wonder maybe Doge could stay around. But Bitcoin was the OG. It was the first. It was the most popular first cryptocurrency. That's a big reason why it has value. Whether someone makes sense of that, like, what does that mean? It just is. It's kind of a widely agreed upon thing in the world that being the first kind of gives it a certain kind of value. The fourth thing is, hold on, I wrote them down just to make sure I don't forget. Transferable. So I can send you Bitcoin immediately and straight to you. And my kind of aha moment was I started comparing CryptoPunks to Bitcoin, which isn't something people do because people always compare a CryptoPunk to some sort of other NFT art. But I kind of knew in my head, CryptoPunk is the top of the food chain, so why would I compare it to something else? But for me, maybe I'm wrong, but I compared it to Bitcoin, and I started thinking about it's transferable the same way as Bitcoin. It has always held the value the same as Bitcoin. There's a much more limited supply of a CryptoPunk than there is Bitcoin. We're talking 21 million to 10,000, so there's literally 2,000 times more Bitcoins than there are CryptoPunks. It has the OG factor. So it has all the same factors as Bitcoin, but the one big thing to me that put me over the edge was you can't show somebody your Bitcoin. You're not going to log into your account and be like, you know, but literally I can, oh my phone. I can show somebody the CryptoPunk. I can actually show them the token. And I think that's a big difference. And yes, there could be other NFTs that you can do the same thing with, but they won't be a CryptoPunk. It won't be the original one that everybody is kind of like clamoring over. And another big thing was, if anybody goes to twitter.com/SCSamCat, Jay-Z made his Twitter handle a CryptoPunk. Jay-Z, to me, one of the first African American billionaires, one of the best rappers ever, you know, supports a lot of great causes, gives a lot away to charity. You know, he's married to Beyonce. Like, the guy's kind of like the pinnacle of, like, you know, the American dream in a lot of ways. So that's Jay-Z's Twitter. He bought a CryptoPunk that looks very much like him, and then put it up as his avatar. And if you look, Jay-Z once rapped about Ublos. Ublos is not a popular watch. It wasn't at the time. Ublos took off immediately. Like, a lot of the things that he kind of like sings about, and just like hip hop culture, what they talk about a lot of times gets trending in culture. So I think the fact that he put one up as his avatar shows, like, that kind of like in a way solidifies it as is sort like cool to a lot of people. Oh look, Jay-Z also bought second CGS. I know, that's huge. I wonder if that collectible company is gonna kind of like converge with the NFT market. I feel like it will. But yeah, so I started putting together all these things, and I said, man, if there's 21 million Bitcoin and you can't show it to someone, and there's only 10,000 CryptoPunks, and to me, we're moving into a VR world. One day, I'm gonna put a headset on. You're gonna have a headset on, and you're gonna be able to like go out and like actually interact with people you know, and it's gonna feel very real. And I think that's coming sooner than later than most, maybe. I already see the Oculus Rift, it's taking off. And in the VR world, this watch, no one's gonna give a fuck about this watch. They're gonna care about a CryptoPunk, the little verified CryptoPunk that you have that you can show off. You know, or on Twitter. I think Twitter one day will verify that your CryptoPunk is yours on your Twitter account. And like people have already mentioned it, it's the ultimate internet flex. And it's something that your Bitcoin and your Ethereum, they can't do. And to me, makes it just more interesting than owning some Bitcoin or owning some Ethereum.
Yeah. Another thing is, like, CryptoPunk in my mind is like buying, well, it's like 100 times better, but it's like buying a digital Rolex or a digital Lamborghini. And the fact that it's digital means everybody can see it. You log into Twitter, you can go see the CryptoPunk that I own. You can't, but if I had a Rolex, you wouldn't be able to go see the Rolex that I own. David Riverfront Collectibles has a great point. He says one CryptoPunk is already worth more than one Bitcoin, which is a fact right now, at least. So
yes. For the first time ever, maybe, right?
It passed it like a little while ago, but like
a little while ago, is in what, like this year?
Yeah.
But it's just been trending in that direction, which is big because crypto's gone up a lot too. It's like Ethereum, what was it, $300 last year, and now it's at whatever it is, and still the CryptoPunk is outperforming, I guess, Ethereum. If that's the case, and it's worth more now. So, someone said, okay, so I pinned the site where you guys can go and read up about the CryptoPunks. It's larvalabs.com. They are the people that created it, and they also now created a marketplace. Nicky Liano says, should I add CryptoPunk image to my Tinder profile? And I actually meant, yes, you should. Me and Max have been joking. Tell me you're rich without telling me you're rich. Like, I bought a CryptoPunk. I think that even the dating apps, I think eventually the CryptoPunk to be like verified, he owns this CryptoPunk. I think it'll be embedded in like anything on the internet. Only the real ones would know. Okay, that is another thing Riverfront Collectibles brings up. I'm glad you brought that up. So for me, I owned a decent amount of Ethereum. So I would rather own, 10, 20% less Ethereum and own a CryptoPunk rather than just own 100% Ethereum. So to me, it's a hedge. It's like, well, if Ethereum goes to the moon and this doesn't, I'm still going to be happy. But if this goes up like crazy and Ethereum just trends whatever, I'm going to be happy also. So punks are chick magnets. They really are. My girlfriend actually loves them. She wants one badly. She knows. We're going to get her on here so she can give the female take in a little bit. But yeah, that's actually something though. I do think that females will like these. And there'll be a lot of girls who will want to own one and think they're cool. More so than like, let's say sports cards. I think it's going to, like, I don't think sports cards will ever get to a point where, you know, tons and tons of girls love it. I hope that's the case, but I don't necessarily see it. I see this being a little bit more like females kind of like being into it and thinking they're cool, especially since there's 3,000 of them are female. So, so as you guys know, there's twice as many men as female CryptoPunks.
This is my favorite female CryptoPunk. It is a beautiful punk. It has a gold chain, a tiara, and red lipstick. Goes very well together. This is beautiful, people. This is what I'm talking about. This is what dreams are made of.
Yeah, Jenny likes that one. I like it because it's sort of simple, because there's some crazy girl ones that have like a lot going on, but that one's kind of simple and it just like kind of all goes together. Floor is 17 ETH now. It was recently 13. Yeah, so that's something else I was tracking. Floor means the cheapest one.
Oh, floor.
So it used to be able, you can spend 13 ETH and get it. Now you have to spend 17 ETH, which is kind of a big deal because ETH is at a high value, and still now people are willing.
But it's not.
Still want.
The point is that it's going to continue to go up. It's an asset that's going to.
No, I'm saying relatively speaking, 17 ETH, even with a higher price, is a big deal.
If you want it, you want it.
Yeah. Yes.
That's like me. I'm in that position right now. Chanel just went up $1,000 for most purses at a minimum in prices, and I'm still going to buy what I want because I love it and I'm not thinking of selling it.
Yeah, so that's how the owner should think. They should think, you know, it doesn't matter. I want this. I want to own it. But the thing is, there's a lot of people that buy it and like, you know, they don't have that much money maybe, so they need to sell it, or just something comes up in life and they end up selling it. It's like a lot of reasons. Some people just buy to sell it.
Carefully think about it. But if in an ideal position, you're coming into it and you're not thinking whether it's 13 versus 17 ETH.
Right. I didn't think about that. No. I just thought about the fact that I really wanted it and I believe in it down the road. So I didn't really care that much about the holy crap, one guy owns 100. So I didn't know that the guy owns 107 of them. Wow.
Ready? I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna run down the list of famous people who own a punk.
Okay.
First of all, I have to say Gary Vee owns 52 of them. 52 of the 10,000. Mark Cuban owns a punk. Jay-Z owns a punk. Serena Williams, Alexis Ohanian, Matt Kalish, the founder of DraftKings, FaZe Banks, if you know who that is, Daryl Morey, the 76er GM or
former GM of the Rockets. Yeah.
Logan Paul, he owns a bunch. A lot of smart money has bought these punks.
The thing with consumers is that they want everyone to vet everything for them, like sign off, approve, this is cool, this is valuable, and then by the time they make a decision to buy it, it's too late.
Right.
No one wants to be early to market, but the point is the only way to make your money is to be early to market. You have to have balls, and people don't have balls.
Wow, Jenny's calling out everybody alive who's thinking about buying one, hasn't bought one. Yeah, you have to have balls.
You don't have balls.
Oh, God. That's a great take, Jenny. I like that.
Rips says that a lot of those people own cards as well, which is 100% true. And one thing I want to bring up is I want to bring up Warren Buffett. Why do I want to bring up Warren Buffett? Because Warren Buffett
in a crypto NFT talk.
Warren Buffett always hates on non-productive assets. So he probably hates sports cards. He probably hates NFTs, CryptoPunks. He has publicly came out and said that, or him and Charlie Munger have said that cryptocurrency is equivalent to rat poison.
Right.
I just think we're entering a new era where like our generation, we don't necessarily care. Like these cards, like the Jordan Fleer PSA 10, LeBron Exquisite RPA, CryptoPunks, like these are like how we store value.
Right. AAA Sports Cards asking the value for the punk. The biggest thing is that it was the first. it will always be the OG. That to me is like why it has more value than other art. You know, like it's like 86 Fleer will always have value, even though 96 Cops Chrome was amazing and 2003 Exquisite was amazing. But anyone who collects 2003 Exquisite has to give it up. Like 86 Fleer will always be very important. It was like the predecessor, and then you can even go back. The guy in T2, the T206 will always be very important. These sets that like kind of had a real cultural impact will always play down the line. It's established itself like as a brand. CryptoPunks they're just, I just don't think they're going away. I think that people will still desire them down the line. The same way Rolex came out and it stayed famous for a long time. I think CryptoPunks will be very famous for a long time because of that OG nostalgic factor.
All right,
There's only so much supply.
Yeah, but like other NFTs have the supply and demand going too. Some even obviously have even less supply.
I just want to give a quick shout out to my sister in the chat, Jessie Norris. Go spam her Instagram account. Okay, now people in the chat are saying Gary Vee only owns 3 punks. That's false. I've done a lot of research on who owns what. Gary Vee, you can go on the CryptoPunk website. It's all public. Like the man owns 52 punks. I can see here. He's a huge fan of the purple hat. He
always spams purple hat.
He's came out publicly and said that he owns 52 of them and he loves the purple hats. So what did I do? I went on the Larva Labs website. I went to go see who owns 52 punks, and there's a couple accounts that owns 52. So I went into those accounts, and who owns the most purple hats? Well, that's Gary Vee's account.
Yeah. We can ask him at the National too. He'll be there. I'm gonna put him on the spot. How many punks he owns?
Sports Card has a good point.
What?
He said that he'd rather own an NFT of his own favorite musician. I guess that's a comparison to Bitcoin. Like, would you rather own the CryptoPunk or would you rather own Bitcoin? The CryptoPunk is art. You can display it, you can share it, you can talk about it. You can make it your avatar.
Yeah. But that's like saying, what he's saying is I'd rather own like a Jay-Z card over like an Honus Wagner because he'd rather own a card of his favorite musician, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But guess what? More people are going to want, more likely, the OG NFT, not so much that niche musician that he happens to like. You know, it's gonna play to more people. That's what I think CryptoPunks. So sports cards are amazing. I love sports cards, but the truth of the matter is, sports cards is more niche, and crypto is more worldwide. In every single country, there's people that owns millions of dollars in cryptocurrency, and CryptoPunk plays kind of in that playground. So I think that the overall potential demand that could enter a CryptoPunk is higher than the sports card market overall. I still think the sports card market is I'm bullish on it. I believe in it. Sports is a big deal. They care about sports in a lot of countries as well. But I think that the crypto NFT market is a little bit bigger, as we can see. Like, nobody can argue. Dogecoin's market cap is larger than all of our cards. Everyone in here combined is higher than all of our cards put together. If we sold them all, it would be less than the amount that is tied up in Dogecoin. That is just one coin that sucks.
Oh, hey, Chris HOJ is in the chat, everybody. Big shout out to Chris OJ. He was on the podcast last week. He asked a great question, though. Is there an IG community for CryptoPunks similar to how Sports Cards has one? The answer is yes, but it's not on IG. I would say there are two.
Well, the answer is no. It's somewhere else.
Okay, no, it's not on IG.
Right?
But there is a huge community.
Yes.
There's 2 places. Twitter is huge.
Right.
For really all crypto, but CryptoPunks as well. And then there's a Discord group.
The Discord is huge.
Similar to how Card Ladder is.
There's people that live in this Discord group. Like, I wonder, do they sleep? You see the same guy in there, like, at all times of day.
It's 24/7.
So they just exist in a different world. Yeah. Like, there's no, like, I mean, I guess there's some sports card Discords, but it's nowhere near as big as the CryptoPunk Discord. But I also think that the CryptoPunk IG community, it's coming. It hasn't been kind of like created yet, but I do think that the CryptoPunk IG community will eventually surface. I think, okay, so Max mentioned something to me. I go, man, like, where are you going to be able to, like, show your CryptoPunk? Because, like, Instagram, I can post it, but there's no verification that it's mine. And you're like, that hasn't been created yet. And I think you're right. I think that the Instagram kind of to post your NFTs hasn't been created yet. But when it is, the CryptoPunk community will grow very quickly and very large on that next, whatever app it is that is created that like kind of verifies your NFTs and what you own. And it's just kind of like, it's down the line still.
Yeah. I mean, the whole space is just like ridiculously early. And there technically is no Instagram for NFT. There's no way to like really showcase your NFTs. Now there are ways to like go into someone's public wallet and see what they own, but there's no like huge app that everyone is a part of yet. It's not even close to that point yet.
Right.
Another thing is
that in a way can be looked at like where it's still early. So some people try to wonder, am I just jumping on the boat too late? Like the fact that there isn't an IG community and that it doesn't exist yet. I mean, I don't know, maybe someone could look at it like that's bad. It should already exist if it's going to be this popular and as big as you guys are making it out to be. But I think it is coming at some point.
Another thing is we haven't even talked about the aliens yet.
Yeah. We'll talk about the aliens. But one thing, so someone goes, so how do people get a fractional ownership? So that's something else interesting. That doesn't exist yet, but it will. Fractional will, I mean, it may exist, but it's not big yet. But fractional will eventually exist. Somebody will create a company, buy a CryptoPunk, and then sell it to 1,000 people for $5 each, or whatever it may be, or $50 each. Hopefully not 5. My buddy runs an NFT DAO. Twitter will always be king for NFT. So yeah, eventually the fractional thing to me will become a thing because there are a lot of people who want to own a punk, who would like to own a piece of a punk. It's not like that's one big difference between CryptoPunks, I guess, and Bitcoin. And Bitcoin, you can buy $100 worth of a Bitcoin, but you cannot buy $100 worth of a punk. But I think, because I think the demand for a piece of a CryptoPunk is high enough that somebody is out there right now figuring it out and creating a company to do so. Oh yeah, Riverfront says it exists, but it's just not widely known yet.
Yeah.
And that will boost the market because let's say you post one that looks like mine and it sells for twice as much as mine. Now some people will argue, well, it could be worth that. I don't, but I think that people will look at it as such, and it will just cause, those headlines like when you see collectibles sell a card for a lot of money, people like kind of take note of that.
Did you want to get into the alien?
Oh yeah, you can go ahead. You can start.
Okay, I'll go. So we've talked about kind of the types of punks. So the majority of them are male. There's about 6,000 males. Then there's about 3,800 female punks. And then there's 3 tiers of 3 kinds of punks that do numbers. Like you guys, if you haven't heard about the alien punks yet, your minds are about to be blown. So there's zombies. There's 88 zombie CryptoPunks. Then there's 24 ape CryptoPunks. And then there's 9 alien CryptoPunks. And the alien CryptoPunks, they are how would you compare them to cards? Like
PMG green.
Okay, that's a good comparison. The alien CryptoPunks are like PMG green. This is
PMG green being a card, 1996, or what year was it? Yeah. So there's only 8 exist. So the little computer algorithm that created all these images randomly only created 8 aliens.
9 aliens. The last alien that sold at Sotheby's on June 9th or 10th, I think, for $12 million.
Yes. Yeah, it's a lot of money. I personally think it's a good buy. I think that will be more desired in the future. I especially think the people who can actually afford it, a lot of them, they're not even thinking about this whatsoever. They haven't wrapped their head around it. It's very difficult. But like I said, if this turns out to be the NFT art that everyone considers extremely important down the line, and being that it's the most popular first one, then those 8 will be worth more. So AAA brings up a good point. 99.9% of NFT will be worthless. I agree with that. So I own a CryptoPunk, but I also agree with that. my bet is that a CryptoPunk will be part of the 0.1% that survive. Anyone own multiple aliens? I don't know if anyone owns multiple aliens. They may. And you know, it's actually kind of hard to know if somebody owns multiple aliens unless they use the address or whatever, right? Because someone can have multiple addresses and own multiple aliens, and you'll think that it's different people, but it could be the same person technically. That's right, Max? Like you don't really know if a person owns multiple.
What do you mean?
I'm saying you can never know for sure because I can have 5 different ETH addresses and buy 5 aliens. You won't know that I necessarily own 5.
Right.
Okay, so I'm just saying, like someone asked, like, does somebody own multiple? And it's like you actually don't really ever know for sure.
Yeah, I'm like 99% positive Gary V owns 52 punks. I've heard him say it in a video and a podcast before, and I'm pretty sure he has multiple wallet addresses registered on the CryptoPunks website. 99% sure.
Yeah, so someone's saying, yeah, so yeah, exactly. We're hoping and praying that this is Google, this is Amazon, this is Microsoft, that we somehow stumbled upon the correct one. And we'll see if that plays out. Maybe at one point people are like, oh no, they made too many, 10,000 is too much. That's not the one to own. But maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. That's kind of.
I mean, look, I think now. All right, not financial advice. I would. There's a reason I bought a CryptoPunk. The reason is because I think it's very likely that a decade from now, 2 decades from now, every CryptoPunk is worth over $1 million. That's just what I believe. I could be so wrong. I could be incredibly wrong. But the reason I bought a CryptoPunk, and to be quite honest with everyone here, it was an irresponsible purchase. This one CryptoPunk that I own is an irresponsible amount of my total net worth. But I bought it because I really believe that it has a real chance to appreciate in value.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be in the 1% of NFTs, the 0.1% of NFTs that have huge long-term value.
Max, how old are you again?
I'm turning 22 in a month.
Okay, so he's turning 22. I'm 34. It's a little bit less of a irresponsible move on my part. I've just been working a lot longer. But at the same time, I just look at it like I believe in it so much that I would much rather put the money in and lose it all than not put it in and believe in it and see it rise to where I thought I was going to rise.
I think there's a community around it. Like when you told me about the CryptoPunks for the first time, it was a while ago, and I was like, well, you need to get this little CryptoPunk guy. And I've been believing in it ever since. And it wasn't so much like a value thing. It was more so like this is the new era of art.
Right.
And people are just not seeing that yet. And I think it holds true today. When you think of the NFTs, I can't really think of a category other than the CryptoPunks.
But you also live in a bubble. You live in a bubble where I'm talking about all the time.
Well, no, it's not, because I like reading about the crypto world, the new internet. I believe in it. I'm passionate about it, and I think that this is like one of the more like succinct categories that you can actually like pinpoint. Okay, there's the CryptoPunks. Like if I'm thinking I'm going to invest in NFT, the first thing that comes to mind for a while is the CryptoPunks. Exactly. And that's important. That's like branding for the NFTs.
Yes. I mean, that's how a lot of people feel. Like it's the first NFT that if you just poll people and ask, what's the first NFT you've ever heard of? The grand majority are going to say CryptoPunk. And look, someone says Gary spent his VFriends ETH on a zombie punk. So think about that. Gary V, who arguably should be believing in his own NFT, said, no, I'm going with the zombie CryptoPunk. He believed more in the CryptoPunk, right? I don't know.
I think that, so there's been some comments in the chat about VFriends. I didn't buy VFriends when they came out because they came out right when ETH was peaking around 4,400, like around that 4,000. And I just wasn't going to spend that money on a VFriend at the time. But I think VFriends actually could, I mean, they already are. Whoever bought a VFriend when they launched has done very well, but VFriends were the first NFT that had real world utility to them. And I think long term that could definitely matter. I also think there's the conference tickets. And aside from the conference tickets, this man is going to do everything in his power to make the IP of VFriends like bonkers in terms of its value. And just he's going to be doing cartoons and TV shows and movies, and like he's going to do everything. So
Yeah.
I mean, if I had a ton of ETH, I would probably buy a VFriend.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, if I had like, I don't have a ton right now. Plus, I'm
What
trying
is
to
the
buy
cheapest?
another.
What is the cheapest VFriend?
I don't know. I can look it up.
I don't know
but
any. I honestly don't know anything about VFriends. I'm just not gonna get into it. Kitties, lots of supply.
Well, someone said they were flat.
Everyone's keep talking about the kitties though. There's God. I
It's
wanna,
a game though, right? It's not just
Yeah,
an
you
NFT.
like breed the kitty. It's very interesting.
It's like a Tamagotchi.
I just remember 2-3 years ago, I used to like. There's this guy named Haralabos Vulgaris. He now actually works for the Mavericks, and he used to post about crypto kitties all the time. So I wager on sports for a living for 15 years, and I used to like follow this guy Haralabos. I like looked up to him. He's like a GOAT sports bettor, and he used to talk about Bitcoin and crypto kitties all the time. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? And like just now, I'm like, oh, that's what he's talking about. Yeah, I probably should have bought it once back then.
VFriends floor is 4.39 ETH.
That's fucking strong.
I know.
That's fucking strong. The fact that that's at 4 ETH is pretty strong. Because the card community, yeah, like we're very onto Gary Vee and everything he does. And it doesn't seem like they care too much about those. From what I've ever seen anyone post a VFriend, to be honest. And it's still at 4.4 ETH. That's pretty strong. Anthony, you've been drinking, maybe a little bit. He still talks about crypto all the time. I always interpreted his crypto kitty tweets to be sarcastic. Yeah, yes, they were sarcastic. I agree. That's why I never like really looked into it deeply to buy one. But just the fact he was talking about them meant that it caught his eye. It was on his radar. The crypto kitties, which shows how popular it was. Because think about it, if crypto kitties was some like complete just nothing, he wouldn't even be tweeting about it. But he was tweeting about it. So I think that sort of like it means something in a way.
Another thing, so David says good entry point for an NFT, in his opinion, is wicked craniums. So because CryptoPunks took off the way they did, because they got so popular, the whole concept of the 10,000 characters, 10,000 profile pictures, however you want to put it, that model has now been copied over and over and over and over and over again, which kind of reinforces the importance of the CryptoPunks. Because just this year, we've seen a bunch of collections of 10,000 characters be launched, whether that's some people in the chat may have heard of these things: Bored Apes, Wicked Craniums, the Alien Boys, there's ducks, there's all these other collections now that are kind of paying homage to CryptoPunks. Now, yes, none of them will ever reach the status of CryptoPunks, but it provides a way in my opinion, none of them will ever reach the status of CryptoPunks.
They technically could.
They have the potential for sure, but it provides those other tiers of collections, provides a value for people that get an NFT and join one of those communities in the same way that punks provide a community. So like Bored Apes, for example, is another NFT project. People were buying those when they came out for 0.08 Ethereum, I believe. And now the floor is like 3 ETH or 4 ETH. I know David owns a couple Bored Apes, but it's just.
I hate those apes. I hate them. I do think that a part of the NFT world, like the artistic aspect of it still plays. And I think there's something about the CryptoPunks that is very cool that a lot of artistic people will like agree that they're awesome. And I think that an ape just is not like and aesthetically pleasing, like real great art. I think there's way more like artistic genius in CryptoPunks than there will ever be in those apes. I don't see it with the apes. I think the
Look,
apes will. I think the apes will. I mean, the thing about Bored Apes, we're so early. Bored Apes maybe can be looked at like the supreme kind of like street culture of like NFTs, maybe. But man, like I have no interest in owning one of those Bored Apes, to be very honest.
I I want to own an ape. I
You
don't
do?
like them, but I want to own one. I don't like the art.
You want to own
Like,
because other
I
people
want
own
to be
one, or
part of the
because you like it?
community. I
You
want
like
to
the
be part of
you
the
want to be a part of the
community.
community. Okay.
The community
I
is
hear
very
you.
valuable.
Yeah, I have to really like it. I did really like the CryptoPunks from the beginning. Truffle Poppy, that's like my I always go to him for everything art related. So when I told him I'm like, should I buy a CryptoPunk? He's like, yes, but make sure you buy. So I don't think he knew the values exactly. He's like, make sure you get an alien. I'm like, yeah, no shit. Yeah, I wish. But, all right, no, you're dead on. You're dead on. If I was a billionaire or I was 100 millionaire, I would definitely buy one for 8 million. But unfortunately, I'm not. So I got to buy one of these other ones that don't look quite as cool. Then you haven't met the apes. Awesome. Um, so you would want to own one of those Bored Apes. That's interesting. Yeah. So the Bored Apes kind of like is I think sort of an homage to the Bathing Ape, which is
Oh,
the clothing brand line. I mean, it has to be. You can't be called Bored Ape Yacht Club. And Bathing Ape did a lot kind of like yacht sort of club. What you would call it, collections. So yeah, I don't know. Those Bored Apes. If you guys look up Bored Apes, they're not for me, but maybe people will like them. I could see the younger generation maybe liking them a lot, but I could also see them liking them and then eventually be like, it's kind of whack. So that's a Bored Ape. It sucks.
if you, hey, if you would have told me a year ago that this is shit that I'd be spending time on, I would have thought you are a crazy person. Like something like mentally happened to me, and like for the worse. Now I'm talking about apes and CryptoPunks and little pictures. Like I don't know.
I mean, okay, DRTH. Other than value or investment, what made you buy? I mean, I guess I just like the way they look to an extent. Other than that, I like the way they look.
Disagree. I think there's
And I
some
think
kind
it's
of like
cool. I think it's cool. I think it's just genuinely cool to
most
own
people
one.
that like understand crypto, like there's like a creative and intelligence aspect of them.
Yes.
Like the people that understand this new
And the
internet
concept.
are just they're the 1% of the 1%.
Right.
And
True. Yeah, like the creators, like think about like these guys came up with this idea. When you think about it, the people who created this, they did not know that this was going to happen, that me and Max would be having a conversation with 44 people watching, like someone interested in this. They didn't know. They just created it like because they just wanted to create it. There's no way they thought these are going to be worth, $35,000 each and some are going to sell for 12 million. It was just a very like passion project that they thought was very cool and very unique, and I think that it is cool like to own something that was like considered the first popular digital NFT art. It was just a great idea. Like a computer like created these images. I think that's just very cool that a computer created each and every one, and each and every one is unique. There's none that look exactly like mine, and they exist on the Ethereum blockchain. So when you buy a sports card or you buy art, the truth of the matter is you do not know with 100% certainty that is real. PSA will grade it. Doesn't mean that it's real. You don't know. They could get a 2019 Prism Zion Silver. They don't even actually think about the fact that maybe it could potentially be fake. They just grade it. With these NFTs, that's one thing about them. The authenticity is like 100%. When it exists on the Ethereum blockchain, it is 100% authentic, and you know that it's real. And the fact that the site itself sells you them, they like back that as well. I think that's a really kind of cool thing about this, because I actually this is a stat I heard from someone, and supposedly all stats are like 50% wrong. So take this with a grain of salt. But some guy told me today like 70% of expensive art is fake. I don't know if that's true or not. But at some level, I'm sure that a decent percentage of art out floating around that's selling for a lot of money is fake. Because when you're talking 20, 30, 50 million for some art, there's someone who's going to spend a lot of time to try to fake that. But with crypto, it's very, very, very hard to fake. You know, to my knowledge, nobody has created a fake Bitcoin.
If we want
Truffle,
to
you
talk
do not
about,
know Renda paint it? Oh, yes, you watched him paint it. True. But Chris, somebody could have broken into your apartment one night, taken your retina and switched it out, and you don't know. I'm just saying it's possible.
The point being that we're gravitating away from hard assets. Like the world is
Yes.
moving online.
Yes,
And I
the world
think
moving
some
on.
people are still struggling with that. Like, they just don't want to accept the fact that things are just going to be completely virtual. That's
Yes.
kind of like 3D world, and like you were saying, everyone's just looking down at their phones all the time.
Yeah. So like today at dinner, I took a picture of like, if you just look around at dinner, most people, a lot of times you catch couples out and they're on their phone. They're just both looking at their phone mid-dinner. And it's happening all the time. That was something I was talking with a guy today. Like people live on their phone, whether they're looking at a phone screen or a computer screen. Even right now, I'm just going to spend the next hour just staring at this phone, having this interaction, right? Seriously though, it's just the whole world is going digital in a lot of regards. You spend 8 hours sleeping, 8 hours on your phone, maybe 8 hours looking at the rest of the world. But that is the way the world is going, and I think when a VR helmet can take you even more so, where you're going to be even less in the real world.
Trouble puppy, they hate their wives.
They hate their wives. Yes, that is Truffle's very, very correct. Truffle doesn't though. Truffle's very lucky that he loves his wife a lot and she loves him. But anyhow, Nick, it's possible hacks happen. Okay, yeah, it is possible. But what I've always heard is the possibility of the blockchain getting hacked is possible with like quantum physics or some crazy thing, but also the amount of protection against it will also advance so that it won't happen in the future. Like the quantum physics will expand so that they will allow it not to happen.
I keep seeing a lot of comments in the chat about the visual appeal of punks. I'm going to use another analogy. There's nothing visually appealing about this.
I don't know. I kind of like that. I like the yellow behind him and how it contrasts.
Yes, but you like it because it's historically significant.
No. I actually genuinely just like it. Like, I do like that. Seriously, I do.
Okay, I mean, you couldn't have just gone with the point. I had a whole.
No. I'm very blunt. I do like that. I do.
Okay. Well,
I like the contrast of the yellow with him.
If I didn't know what this was, if I didn't know what this was, and you showed it to me, I'd be like okay, what's
someone it's garbage. And Nick, hey, don't go there.
But it's historically significant. If you own one of these, you're part of a club. It's a store of value, and it's widely accepted as
leave WAG alone. Yeah, seriously, leave WAG alone.
Okay, you know what? I'll stop using the analogy. I'll put it away. Closing the laptop.
WAG that's WAG.
Don't give in, Matt.
Hello, we wouldn't have sports cards enough for WAG. Yeah.
Not to Nick.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm obviously.
Hold on, and Truffle says something. The story. Honus Wagner, back in the day, do you know that there used to be advertisement that used to sell to people in this world that we live in? They used to tell you that tobacco is good for you. And Honus Wagner, before science and all these things that people told people, it's actually horrible. He said,
right, he didn't want to be associated.
He said, fuck that. Get me out of there. Right? And like that probably had an impact. People probably read that and they're like, man, Honus Wagner, hate that shit so much that he told me to get me out of there. Maybe people didn't smoke because of that. It's possible.
Yes.
So yeah, that story with Honus Wagner is awesome.
Point I'm trying to make is that, yeah, but Anthony, if you didn't know that was what it's worth, and someone showed it to you for the first time, you're telling me you'd be like, yeah, that card is awesome.
No.
I didn't say it's awesome. I said I like it. I don't think it's I've seen uglier Panini cards in recent history. A lot of them that I think are uglier than that. But that's just me.
Okay, that's fair.
I like the image with like that kind of yellow, kind of like not really bright. I don't know. I like those. It reminds me a little bit of like the Wilt Chamberlain. It's like the image with kind of like that like light orange on the back. Sometimes it's brighter, sometimes it's not. I don't know. I like those like that.
Okay. The point I'm trying to make is that someone
Anthony has a good eye for spotting value.
Chris, what do you think?
I agree with that.
Just aesthetically, I'm just curious. Chris in the chat. Go ahead.
Point I'm trying to make is this. Someone just sees this, like okay, the fuck is that? It's a bunch of pixels. It's 24 by 24 pixels. Like what is that? It's historically significant. It's a store of value. It's people agree that that's the shit.
You can make it your
it's
avatar.
It's the same concept in my head.
Yeah. So Nick says, I want to go into nerdy Discord. What could they possibly talk about all day? They literally talk about NFTs. They talk about new projects that are coming out. They talk about CryptoPunks. They talk about, yeah, just basically all the new digital art. They talk about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the cryptos. Wagner was the ugliest guy. Okay, so he agrees with you. CryptoPunks. So someone said, you're literally begging CryptoPunks to be the Wagner. Yeah, to an extent we are. But it is a factual that the most popular NFT in 2019 and 2020 and in 2021 is a CryptoPunk. We're now 3 years, it's the most popular one. Nobody will say, if you ask someone in any of those 3 years who's really in this, who really knows, they will all say CryptoPunk. They may like one more, but they will say the most popular is CryptoPunk. So, you know, that is not up for debate. It is the most popular. Whether it ends up being the most desired, I don't know. But it stood the couple first 4 years of NFTs to be the most popular one.
Okay, I just want to clarify something because now I'm being turned into this huge Honus Wagner hater. I would do anything to own that card. That's a holy grail. Like, of course I want that card.
Are you gonna sell your punk for it?
No.
Nah.
See, that's crazy. He wouldn't sell his punk for, you know how crazy that is? It's pretty nuts.
I totally would sell my punk for that. Are you kidding me? Right now, but who knows?
But like a little bit of you is like,
a little bit of me is
right. Like, that's kind of crazy though. That says
bit.
A lot about the punks and how crazy we are about these things. MySpace was most popular for 5+ years. This is true. This is true. But like MySpace is more of like a use thing where you use it and the experience is better on another platform. You don't use art the same way. So being the first, I think, plays differently than like something that you can actually use. Like, you know, you can play the same way. Like, cars drive better now, but the 1918 Ferrari is still the most valuable, not the 2020. So it's like you can do a lot of comparisons like that where sometimes it'll make sense and sometimes it won't. Tom was a shit. Tom is very pro CryptoPunk and crypto in general, by the way.
We could also be dead wrong about all this. Like,
oh yeah,
it's not
this
a
could
lot,
be completely wrong.
This could be seen as like a pet rock in 20 years.
Mm-mm.
Now, obviously,
I'm confident. I've always hit the nail on the head. And you know what? If I could have bought a CryptoPunk, I would have bought it the day I told Anthony to buy one, and I just had it.
Yeah, she was telling me to buy it.
I think people are sleeping on this, and to be honest, I just think that the world is changing, and people just want to hold on to, like, real estate is the way to go. Why don't you buy a house and like rent it out? And everyone just has this like old way of looking at the world, and they don't realize like you are right now living through like the Microsoft and the internet of the world, and you're not seeing it because you're too set in your ways.
Not set in their ways. People just have jobs. They have lives. They have families. They don't have time to look into NFT art or like.
I don't have time either. I'm a lawyer.
Or collectibles like that.
But I read about it in my free time.
But you have me, the psychopath here.
No, that's not true. Like literally, what I read for fun is about crypto and about NFTs and about this world because I think we're living through the internet of our age. I think that people are just failing to realize that. But that's just with everything, right? Like no one realizes what it is until it is, and that's too late.
Anthony, I think for the next live we do on this topic, I think you and Jen should switch spots.
Okay, we can come in if you want. Should join in for the live. Too bad they gave them to all influencers. What's he talking? DJ, what are you talking about? I'm just curious what you're talking about. I love the lady punch. Oh, so yeah, there's only what is it? 3,000 ladies versus
38. I think around 3,800.
3,800 girl punks versus 6,200 male punks.
Like I look at punks now. I look through like punks like all day. Like I can just look at punks constantly. I'll be like, oh, that's a beautiful punk.
Yeah, I haven't been doing that lately. I just look at mine because I just got it, so I don't want to like ruin the experience of finally buying mine and like not appreciating it and just like looking for another one already. But Like that's where I'm at with it. I'm sure now you're like getting angsty because you've had it for in 2 months. I'm sure I'll probably want another
So they
one.
gave what to all influencers? Punks?
God, that's epic.
Like I look at this punk, I'm like, damn, this punk.
Okay, I had a revelation today. I think that I think I like the 3D glass. Not, I don't even know the population, but I think the 3D glasses is better than VR.
I think they look better, but I think VR, the hypothesis could be if we're in the metaverse and VR.
If you're wearing the VR, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
But I do like better the 3D glass. They're just cool. Like the red and blue, the contrast. I think it's like it's very crypto. But so is the VR. I mean, I initially liked the VR glasses the most, but now I think I'm on the 3D glass. I could change my mind next month. Looks like fucking Atari. Yes, y'all high as kites. Exactly. It is a lot like Atari. And by the way, if you have the first Atari in the box, very expensive. If you have the first Super Mario Brothers in the box, very expensive. Why? Because it was the first one. That's why people want the Atari. They want the Super Mario Brothers. It's the first one. They don't want the Madden 2012 in a box. They want the Super Mario Brothers because of the OG status. Super Mario Bros. Wasn't the first video game, but I'm sure it's one of the highest valued ones because it's the first one. It was it reached the peak popularity, and that's why they want it so much, and that's why it has value to this day. I want Pac-Man Ghost Punk Blue version. I don't know. Beanie Babies. No, Beanie Babies, I've looked into that. Oversupply. Way too many. There are some that are super rare that it's like very complicated, but Beanie Babies is overall kind of a no-go. Yeah, and our punks look similar too. Twitter gave away free NFTs yesterday. They were selling for 50 to 100K on secondary market. That's just insane.
Yeah, that was insane. They just dropped like 150 NFTs and they went bananas.
Jack Dorsey is insane.
All right, this is the longest live of all time.
No, it's not.
Like an hour?
We've been on for an hour.
All right. I can talk about this all night. I don't have a problem.
We got 50. We have the most people I've seen in the live right now, 53, actually. People also have memories associated with the things you are talking about. This is true, Eagles card collector, and our hypothesis is that in 20 years, we will think about these as the Super Mario Brothers. We could be very wrong. But I think CryptoPunks will be Super Mario Brothers in the NFT world. That's my opinion. Jack Dorsey. Oh, gosh. Well, Chris, you went left there. You went left. But it was bullshit. They gave most of the influencers. Very lame.
Wait, they gave what to influencers?
So what Jack Dorsey did is, I want to get celebrities interested in NFTs. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna give it to them.
What?
And then
Which NFTs?
He gave them some sort of NFT only to celebrities who can afford to hold them and not sell for cheap.
That's
probably.
fine, but what? Like their NFTs are not valuable just because you have.
No, they are valuable because in order to have originally got one, you had to be a celebrity in some sort of way.
Which you
had to be a celebrity. They created some sort of NFT and they gave it to people, I guess.
I don't know. It was
Should we touch on it all?
We're not celebrities.
The fact they're talking about it means that other people will be talking about it and people will want them.
Should we talk at all about how punks can be used as collateral on DeFi? Or is that too in the weeds?
Yeah.
I mean, you're the DeFi guy.
Okay, so DeFi is like a whole world, but there are websites basically that will look at your CryptoPunk and understand that there is an intrinsic value to it, and they can see that it's never been worth less than 11 ETH for the cheapest one, and they'll basically give you a loan on your CryptoPunk, right? Is that basically what it is? They'll let you use it as collateral. Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. There's companies out there that believe in CryptoPunks enough and their value that it's going to hold the value that they're willing to give you a loan. The same way that you can, refi your house and get a loan based on, the ownership of your house. You can get it based on the ownership of your punk, and they'll give you a loan and give you some amount of Ethereum, I imagine, and using your CryptoPunk as collateral.
Dearth, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I think it's Dearth Collector. He says, "Are young people into CryptoPunks?" Am I old now? Am I not in the young category?
No. You're very young, but you're wealthy you're very rich for your age, I would say, in the fact that you were able to acquire one. But yeah, like nobody your age really has one, unless like their dad bought it for them, or they're like you and they're very smart and they somehow have been able to amass enough money that they can pull the trigger on one. You know, I would say the average age of a person who owns one is for sure in the 30s or 40s. Maybe, I don't know, maybe even higher, but definitely not their 20s. I would say. I don't know. There's no way to really measure that unless there's some sort of polls, but that's what I would guess. But
Do we
like
think Coleman is calling in the chat?
I will say there's a lot of young influencers. Like someone says FaZe Banks. FaZe Banks is like one of the, like a big time like esports player, I guess. And just kind of like he's like a more of like, I guess, a video, like a esports celebrity influencer, because I don't think he's like the best at any of these games or anything. But he's made a name for himself in that world, and he's super into CryptoPunks and is always buying them and posting screenshots of everything he's buying. And yeah, there are, like Logan Paul, obviously he owns one. There are young people that are kind of getting into it, but it's still kind of early. There are a lot of young people that have, that probably don't even know what it is.
No clue. No,
my cousins asked me to show mine. This is mine. CryptoPunk 23.
My friends have no idea, like no clue what a CryptoPunk.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people. Some of my friends they've heard of it, but they've never really looked into it. Yeah, so someone's saying if you can sell your punk for a substantial amount of money and trade it for a master like Rothko, I trade it the same way Jonas would trade his art for a de Kooning or a Lynch's. It's interesting, man. Like, it's Chris. It's like it's debate. Honestly, I hear you, but it's debatable. It is debatable because people don't really want physical. Like the next generation just may not want physical as much as they want digital, especially with the authenticity too. I think it's very tricky.
Even with digital,
very tricky with authenticity.
You can turn it into physical if you have the right setup at home. Like
yeah,
if
sort of.
you own, there are certain NFTs that if you own, you can display at home.
Right.
And there's even like the one that Deadmau5 collaborated on, that there's music to it. There's like, you can literally blow up this NFT at home, have a party in like some nice house, blow up this NFT and start playing Deadmau5, and you own that. Nobody else does. Like, there is, in a way, a physical aspect to it.
Yeah, it's possible that eventually
for the people that desire that,
Yeah, you could basically create a physical form of it potentially. I don't know how that would work, but it's not impossible. Yeah.
I mean, you own it in 4K. You can.
But I mean, more of like a digital, like more like an actual digital screen image that kind of like
with a projector
that puts it.
Yeah, you get a projector.
You go to
you
go to Christie's auction house, and they have a huge NFT like auction, and you walk the room, and it's just all projected on the walls, like on the screen. That's how it is right now. The technology will, without a doubt, change over time, but right now, that's like how it's done.
Yeah, Schwab cards. Definitely, I think kids will want these because I think kids are gonna like eventually learn about them, and they're gonna know like this is the OG one. This is the one everyone's buying, the bathing ape one and this one and that one. Like someone mentioned earlier in the chat, everyone's trying to put together these new ones to trade up to get a CryptoPunk. And these young kids are gonna realize that we need to do this and do this and do this, and if we do that and that hits, we can afford to buy that CryptoPunk. And
this could possibly be like, I remember when I was on MySpace, everyone had the flower prints of Andy Warhol as like their background, or like in some way you incorporated it into your MySpace. Like none of us were obviously even coming remotely close to buying Warhols or even knew what they were worth, but like we were designing our MySpaces with the Warhol prints, and that's how you knew you were like, oh, this is like an artsy cool person. Like, I like this person. Maybe that will be like once kids led on to the end of the CryptoPunks, like I could see them using them as their like avatars. They're not going to own them, but they're going to make them popular. So I can go right now and like get Anthony's NFT off of his Instagram and make it my Instagram icon. That's probably what kids are gonna do. That's what I used to do with like the Warhol prints.
But that's where I think that Instagram and Twitter, these websites, are going to make it so that they will confirm that you own it the same way that Discord confirms that I own mine and makes me green. It'll be like a little check mark where it's mine, and they know that it's mine, and I can prove to them. And there is this website called Infinite Objects that is printing these digital images on this like acrylic thing. So there are some like places already kind of doing this for people that have these NFTs.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And they also they'll do like video. So that's not just an image inside of an acrylic glass. It's just like a picture frame. It'll even be able to display video.
Yeah, Velvet Underground. Yes, exactly. There you go.
All right, couple things here. One, I want to give a shout out to my friend Jay Koff Money in the chat. Shout out to Proclamation Ale Company. Two, Anthony, you know that? Do you know that people are renting CryptoPunks?
What do you mean renting?
Like, people are like renting crypto, like leasing out CryptoPunks.
Well, I send it to them and they send it back to me.
I don't know the exact protocol, but that's a thing right now.
Well, that's kind of crazy. So Nico
Two.
asked, if ETH goes down, will CryptoPunks go down? You've owned it. You've tracked that more. So if you can speak on that.
So when ETH goes down in price, generally the value of CryptoPunks goes down in price. But because CryptoPunks are priced in Ethereum for the most part, well, actually, it's a tough question. Typically, when ETH goes down in price, the price you have to pay for a punk in the terms of Ethereum will go up. It's kind of tricky though.
When ETH goes down, the price goes up, right? So they raise the floor.
The price in Ethereum goes up.
Exactly. So you can't get it necessarily cheaper.
Right.
Like if you don't own ETH, you have to put more US dollars up to get it. For people that don't own one, right?
Yeah, the dynamics of what happens when ETH goes up and the dollar amount, it's kind of confusing.
Yeah, I hear you. And it's probably not always. It probably doesn't always like work perfectly where every single time it follows the same trend. Sometimes it can be different.
David's totally right when he says, but when ETH does shoot up in value, like when it went up to 4.4K, the price in punks in terms of ETH went down because
I think that'll change.
Went way up.
I think that'll change. I think over time that won't be the case. I don't know if I'm right. That's just my intuition. I don't think that will change. I think eventually people will be a little bit tighter with it. But someone says, does Musk have a punk? I don't know, but if he does and he posts that as his avatar, okay, so that's something we haven't talked about. The market cap of CryptoPunks, you said is what, 1 billion? Approximately?
Of what?
The market cap of CryptoPunks, so the total value of all of them, if you could just want, let's say you just want to hypothetically buy all of them.
I don't know the exact number. David might know that.
Yeah, David, if you know.
I thought it was around or close to $1 billion.
So Dogecoin is at 55 billion in total market cap value tied into it. So if this is at $1 billion, if this ever gets to the popularity and has the same value locked into it as Dogecoin, then this could go up 55 times what it's currently at. Hypothetically. Musk could have a Jordan Fleer 10. He could post a Fleer 10. But I also think that the world where Musk posts a picture of a Fleer 10, not as likely as Musk somehow maybe changing his picture to a CryptoPunk. But I'm happy if he does either. That'll be great for both communities, whatever he chooses. I heard somebody through the grapevine that maybe Musk's getting into cards. I don't know. Could be true, could be false. I don't know. But I did hear it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true, but I did hear that.
Who's getting into it?
I don't want Elon to get into punks or anything.
Yeah, Elon getting into stuff kind of fucks it up, usually.
Yeah.
It can be very good for a short period of time, but then it could also be the end of you.
The other thing is when you own a punk, and Anthony, you were a little late to the party. I hate to break it to you, but when you own a punk, sometimes you get a dividend, meaning some projects try to tap into the CryptoPunk community by gifting things to CryptoPunk owners. When MeBits, which is another project that Larva Labs came out with this year, when MeBits was released, Larva Labs gave every CryptoPunk owner a free MeBit.
What?
If you owned a punk, you got a free. They did another project. People did punk, so if you owned one, you got a MeBit for free.
Oh.
So
Riverfront
like
said he got a free $350,000 one.
But let me tell the story.
God bless.
So just like with CryptoPunks,
what a lottery, bro!
Just like with CryptoPunks, MeBits has their own traits, different rarity. So me and David both got a free MeBit. I got a shit one, and I sold it immediately for $1 Ethereum. But it was, at the time, that was a free couple $1,000.
Yeah.
Who knows? That could be a free $10,000.
Money.
But David just won the lottery, and he got one, which was a skeleton, which is a rare type of MeBit, and he sold it for $300K, which is just insane.
Said that, so we're not like out of here gossiping. He did say that.
No, I remember when it happened. He messaged me and he was like, "This is the MeBit I got." I was like, "Bro, like, do you know what you have there?"
Which one did he get? Like some alien zombie type situation?
Yeah, like it was that same type of situation.
Watch that thing sell for like 10 million one day. I'm sure he thinks about that. How long has that been? A while. Laura Croft Punk. Yeah, there's gonna be all sorts of like spin-offs and things like that. That's good, actually. All the spin-off of punks is good because it pays homage to the daddy. So we want that as much as possible.
Yeah.
Skeleton less than 15. Wow. Less than 15. That's pretty epic.
Yeah. I'm so jealous of David.
Has that gone up since? Like, is that worth more than 350 now? I'm just curious.
No, it went down.
That's amazing, by the way. You sold that. I would have done the same thing instantly. Sell that for 350. What is everyone else saying in here? Girl with the track doesn't even have a crypto. Sick of that. Someone said, do majority try to buy one? Okay, yes. So Nick, the majority of crypto punk owners do, I think, at first try to buy one that looks like them because of the fact that you could use it as your like online avatar for everything. Not everyone does, but there are definitely a lot of people who do.
That was my first question. I was like, can I find someone to make me a CryptoPunk that looks like me?
No, but there's 10,000 images, so there's more
but
than.
There's only one Jenny.
Yeah. No, but there's got to be one that looks like everyone, I think, or one that they at least feel that it kind of resembles them, because a lot of them are sort of like, yeah, there's just a lot of different ones and a lot of different hairstyles, skin tones, accessories. So someone will find something that looks like them.
A funkier version. What they always wish they looked like.
You guys in the same apartment? Oh, it does look like we're kind of in the same apartment. No, we're not, but it looks like it. Is there any other question you guys have? Free Britney and raise a Princess Diana Beanie Baby for the day. I'm not gonna lie.
Serena?
There's a lot of those Princess Diana Beanie Babies, but man, when I was a kid, those were like, that was like a grail to own that Princess Diana. What is that?
I don't know. It's just a cool punk.
Oh, just a cool punk you like. Okay. I thought that was like Laura Croft or something, Britney. Okay.
That does not look like Laura Croft.
I know. But if you just like all of a sudden showed this random girl punk. Yeah, that's a cool one. It says, tell you I have a punk for her.
Who?
How often do... Okay, so how often do punks sell? So the other day my friend asked me that, and I looked it up. Like, it was a random time on a weekday, like a 1 o'clock on a weekday, and I checked and 6 had sold within that hour. So multiply that times like over 100 sell a day. There's a few thousand for sale, right? Yeah, over 100 sell a day.
Less than 100. Yeah, way less.
Really? 6 sold in 1 hour, so I'm just doing 6 times 20, 120, and I'm
yeah, no, 100 don't sell a day, but there's multiple sales every single day.
What do you think the average is per day?
I mean, I think I can look that up, but I off the top of my head, I want to say 10 to
Okay. So you
between
guys are probably
10
right
to
then.
25, depending on the day.
So then, yeah, that's what Riverfront said, about 20. Less
Yeah.
than I thought. Yeah, you're right. E-Liquid JPEGs. That's what we bought. Absolutely.
We bought a liquid JPEGs.
E-Liquid JPEG, yeah. You can go to OpenSea or CryptoSlam and see sales of every NFT. Yeah, and I think there's a Twitter account called CryptoPunks Bot that tracks. It tells you, so if I make an offer on one, so you don't always have to pay the asking price. You can just make an offer on one. CryptoPunks Bot will document that offer, as well as obviously when one sells, it'll notify. And I think also when one transfers, so if someone just sends it to another address, it also documents that. Yeah, that's kind of a very cool thing about CryptoPunks. It's very transparent, all the sales that are happening, and very to the minute. Can I marry a CryptoPunk if I'm non-binary? That's a good question. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to get back to you on that one.
Are you guys going to talk about Brittany for Chris?
In Oregon. Okay, they say in Oregon, yes. In Oregon, yeah. So in Oregon, you can marry a CryptoPunk. Where do you learn about punks? I mean, I would say Larva Labs. I mean, you go to the larvalabs.com, and on there they have a Discord. I would go to the Discord. But also, I think go to YouTube, type in CryptoPunks, and just watch videos of people talking about them. There's like a bunch of videos. I think, I don't know, Google just like websites and just read about them. It takes a while to like really like kind of feel like you understand.
I would say if you want to learn about CryptoPunks, join the CryptoPunk Discord group.
Yeah, Discord.
And just sit in there for an hour.
Yeah.
You'll learn a lot.
Yeah. And just like I would ask questions and see who responds to you, and then DM them and be like, "Hey man, I appreciate that," and maybe ask them more questions, and like do that with enough people enough times, and you'll gain a lot of knowledge quickly, probably.
Did you guys both go for the rare factor when you were trying to purchase your CryptoPunk, or just the one you liked?
I mean, when I got mine, I just wanted to get one that kind of resembled like my personality. I mean, look, I'm not bald, but like it's got the beard, like it's got the glasses and the headband because I love basketball. So that's kind of what I was aiming for. So yeah, a little bit like one that looked like me and that's just like resembled like who I am. But the next one I get, because I'm getting another one, it's just a matter of time. The next one I get though, it's gonna be it's not going to look at all like me, but it's going to be more so geared towards like a specific trait that I really like 3D glasses or VR goggles.
Yeah. I just bought it because I liked it. I mean, for me,
23 is really sold you.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, initially, though, but I didn't know. So I bought number 2323, but initially I didn't even know it was 2323. I asked Max, look at every single one that costs under $50,000. I'm going to buy one of these. And there was a girl who I initially liked, who I think is still for sale. And I didn't, but somebody was telling me, don't buy the girl yet. Buy a guy first. So there was like 100 of them under 50,000. And then Max hit me up. He's like, yo, there's a really cool one. It's number 2323. And there was a guy who I was looking at, a guy punk who I was interested in. And he says 2323. And I go online and look up what 2323 is. And it was the guy that I was looking at. And I was interested. I'm like, oh my God, this is meant to be. Like, I didn't even realize it was 2323, and it was the one that I wanted. So I ended up like instantly saying, okay, yeah, this is the one I need to get. I was like nervous that it was going to sell as I was like going to buy it. I'm like, shit, someone else might be noticing this 2323 situation here. And I actually met with a guy today, and we sat down, we had lunch. He's like big in the crypto space. He actually hadn't bought a CryptoPunk yet. And when I told him about 2323, he's like, man, like he believes that the numbers will play a very big factor in the popularity of some of these. Like somebody will want 999. You know, Asians are very big into like luck, and like they consider that to be a very lucky thing.
9
or like
7.
Yeah, or no, 999. They love playing baccarat, a casino game, and 9 is like the highest number you can get. Like you usually beat the day when you get a 9. And then like, you know, like people think number 1 through 100 would be very valuable because it was the first 100 minted. I'm pretty sure that's already a thing.
China.
I just imagine 777 probably does well. I've been looking into more like numbers ones. Like 824 was a cool one I thought with Kobe 8 and 24, and it actually sold not that long ago for $550,000. And by the way, if you guys just want, if you go to Google and you type in CryptoPunk 824, it comes up immediately. Google kind of like has catered to the punks a little bit with that. You can type in the CryptoPunk 2323.
Can you counterfeit punks? Period.
No, you can't. Can China count? Not that I know of. No.
Shit.
No. That's a good thing about being on the Ethereum blockchain is it's very hard to counterfeit. Offers.
Dude, look what Punk was just put up for sale.
Which one?
Hoodie 3D. That one's like
so
ridiculous.
Like hoodie in the CryptoPunk world, like obviously hoodies is like, I don't know, it in some ways embodies the whole like crypto internet world, and hoodies are like a very very big deal. That is the most nerd. This is the most nerd. Yes, this is the most
coming
nerdy
from
line.
you.
Hey, you know what though? If we're historically correct, in 20 years, people are gonna go, man, these fucking two crazy guys were talking to us about these digital images, and they were right. You know, we're willing to, at least we're willing to put it out there. A lot of people are scared to kind of like say what they want, say what they believe in on the internet. I'm not.
They don't want to be wrong.
Well, I'm okay being,
Everyone
I'm wrong all the
wants to
time.
be right.
I made a living.
This live is now on the record for the rest.
On the record forever, and I'm uploading it. It's getting uploaded, so it's gonna exist.
I'm on it too. I believe in CryptoPunks.
This IG live is turning this into an NFT. We're selling it.
Yeah, we could tell the yeah. No, I would never do that. I those cash grabs are whack. Someone says hoodies. Oh no, Riverfront hoodies aren't crazy rare, but they are like a call. Yeah, I do love the hoodie. The hoodie's sick.
What's a hoodie?
The CryptoPunk is wearing a little hoodie.
Oh, I love hoodies.
Yeah.
This is my brother. This is my brother. He's wearing a hoodie.
He's like hiding the headband.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a sick one. Does the creator of the punk matter? Yeah, does the creator of the punks, you know more about that. It's Matthew Hall, right? Is the creator?
I thought they all had the same
I got.
Does he own any?
So Matt Hall and a guy named John Watkinson, they are Larva Labs, the creators of CryptoPunks, Meebits, a couple other things that are very valuable as well. When they made the punks, I'm pretty sure they kept the first 1,000 of them. And now they're down to about 450, around that number. So they still own 450 of them.
They own 450?
Yeah, they're the biggest owner of the, yeah.
They own an alien
But there's 10,000, right?
Yes,
right.
So they created 1,000 of those 10,000?
No, so when they created all 10,000, but they
did the 10,000
themselves.
Computer generated all of them, remember?
Oh, okay. So they hold 450 of 10,000.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, 500 of them are gone forever, where they will never leave their address because they essentially got lost in the Ethereum blockchain, where the owner can't access it, which means he can't sell it, he can't do anything with it. So 500 of them, 500, which is what 10%, 1,000, 5% of them are gone. And actually, more and more will get lost every year. God forbid someone buys one and they don't have a backup plan of any sort, and they pass away. That's gone.
Do you have a backup plan? Was it going to be?
The number of ones that are lost forever is actually not known exactly, but based on the amount of wallets on the CryptoPunk website that have been inactive for 3 years now, that's kind of a tell of which ones may be lost forever. So there's probably between 500 and 1,000 that are definitely lost forever. People who claimed them originally and then lost their seed phrase to their MetaMask wallet or lost access to their account.
Florida Thrift says they own the first 450. They don't own the first 450. They just own 450 of them, right? They don't own 1 through 450.
I'm pretty sure
no way. It would be the same address. There's no way. And a bunch of the 1 through 450 have sold.
1 sec. Let me double check.
No,
I could be
they
wrong. I know.
They
I'm
wouldn't
pretty
do that.
sure. I'm pretty sure when they started out, they owned. They own. They own a lot in the top.
Yeah, but not all. I'm saying they may own a lot,
Not all,
but not
no,
all.
but they own 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 6. Like
Okay,
they
yeah.
own a
So they
ton
own a
in the
lot.
top.
They own a lot in the first 450. But those necessarily are not the most valuable. The most valuable are the aliens, the zombies, the apes.
Right.
They own valuable ones. Not all of the most valuable though.
Right.
Nick said, no. So wait, there's someone else. Okay, what if the one guy with 400 punks just released all 400 in the market? That wouldn't do anything. It wouldn't. I mean, a little bit, but like, there's like what? There's thousands for sale at any given point, right?
When someone posts a punk like under the like way under the floor or for like a very good price, it gets snatched.
Yeah.
Like in seconds.
Yeah. Unleashing 400 into the market obviously isn't good. That increases the supply, but it wouldn't. I don't think it would cause like a crazy, like. I guess if the guys who created it unloaded 400, then everyone would think the sky's falling. But eventually they would all get bought, and I still think they would continue on, and it would be a big road bump. But I still think they would have value down the line because the things that we believe about it would still remain true, even though those guys sold them all, in my opinion.
That's not a block.
How many punks in circulation? Just 10,000 that were made and 500 lost, so around 9,500 probably circulating around that could be bought or sold or transferred around.
94.98.
What?
94.98.
What do you mean?
You guys are not
94.98?
selling yours.
Oh, yeah, 94.90. Well, never say never. But yeah, definitely no intention on selling anytime soon. So
No.
I want a blonde chick punk with pink shades. There you go, Nick. He's figuring out what he wants.
That's very Nick of
He
you.
wants a girl. Nick went from wanting the craziest like one to I just want a blonde girl with pink shades.
Nick, you want this one?
No, that's white hair. He wants blonde hair.
No, it is blonde. It's
Okay. It's just the thing. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants that bad.
That's like the Paris Hilton punk.
You're doing circles. All right, I think this is a good time to wrap it up. But this was a lot of fun. I hope people learned something.
No.
Again, this is just our opinions, like we like them. So we just generally want to have a conversation on live with people.
People
Kinda
hate
like-
you more now.
Maybe. I don't think so. But yeah, just to have this conversation and try to educate based on what we know. I mean, even we're still very new. There's people who have been looking into this for 3 years, so I'm not an expert. Neither is Max on this. We're just kind of like giving out what we've kind of gathered in the couple of months that we've been looking into this. And we appreciate you guys wanting to kind of hang out and talk about it, comment, just you. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Is there a blog that people could go to with more questions?
The CryptoPunk Discord, which is just larvalabs.com. There's a link to the Discord.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the best way to learn and ask questions for sure. But yeah, thanks for everybody for tuning in. This was a ton of fun. I love punks. I will always love punks.
I'm going to leave it at that. All right, guys. Have a good night.
Peace.
Later.